Welcome to Straight Outta Jersey. Today's podcast is brought to you by Ace Sunglasses. Go to acesunglasses.com.au to purchase some of the best shades around. Use promo code MRG30 and receive 30% off selected brands. That's Ace Sunglasses, the shades of true champions. Brought to you by Zapata Brand Media. This is Fantasy Football Draft Talk and Weekly NFL Game Review with Coach Diz and Jersey Jay-Z.
What's up, guys? We are live Tuesday, 4th and Goal with the Bros. And before I introduce my team here, we got to do a little house cleaning. First, like and subscribe, give it a thumbs up, make a comment if you can. Also, if you can, shout out to Ace Sunglasses. Go to acesunglasses.com.au. Get some nice sunglasses for the end of the winter, fall, whatever you like. So a little bit of shout out first. We got Matt Godfrey. He actually supports the channel. He's a big Steelers fan. We got a blanket coming from a Steelers blanket. D, you got that Steelers blanket coming from him?
Yep.
He liked and subscribe. So if you guys like, subscribe, and give us some love, we're going to get you guys something. We're going to hook you guys up. So Matt Godfrey's got a Steelers blanket coming to him. Also, we got John Lucius got married over the weekend, him and his wife. So we want to say congratulations to them. Also, this weekend, Maria Torciello is getting married to Thomas Bocchetti's his last name, correct? Bocchetti? Okay, Bocchetti's getting married. So they're getting married. So congratulations to both of them. All right, guys. So let's introduce the team as we go here. First, we got TD, Tom Davis, Jets fan. How you doing, Tom?
Great. Good to be back. Yeah.
All right. Then we got my brother, Coach Jiz, Giants fan.
What's up?
He's a bit under the weather. And then we got Chino, the professional, another Giants fan. What's up, Chino?
What's up? Thank you for having me back.
All right, guys. All right. So we're going to get started with the Thursday game that happened. It was the Giants. They lose to the Cowboys 20-15. That game, the Giants could have won that game. I thought they could have won. They had Dallas on the ropes. They had them on the ropes. But, the Dallas has the worst run defense, I believe. And they could not run the ball. And I'm surprised. They could not run the ball on Dallas. They had a horrible running game. Daniel Jones played okay, I thought, but they couldn't get it in the end zone to win it. I think Neighbors had a big drop, if I'm not mistaken. He had a big drop. Let's start with you, Diz. What did you think about the Giants game, that game that they could have won?
First I'm under the weather, so I'll be a little bit out of it. So I thought the Giants they actually played pretty good. I thought Daniel Jones should have ran a little bit. He only, what do you have, like 40 yards, I think it was, close to it. Malik Majors, he looked good. He looks like a number one receiver. He looks top 5 receiver. He is a beast. He did get a concussion. I don't know if he'll play this week, but I think the Giants, give them a couple more games with everybody, but still they need an elite quarterback. I said it before, they should have went after Justin Fields. Justin Fields is lighting it up now with Steelers. But I think the Dallas, there's a lot of concerned things for Dallas right now. Their defense is not good. I guess Parsons got hurt, and then Lawrence is hurt. He's out. He's on the IR. Dallas is a tough team right now that, they can't be slipping a little bit more because you got Washington, coming on.
Who can you believe right now Washington's in first place?
Yeah, and I thought they were a sleeper team, but I thought more because of Austin Eckler and Daniels. But still, Daniels is playing elite. But
playing elite.
I just think that Cowboys need to step it up real fast, because it's getting late early. So, Chino, what do you think?
Chino, what do you think? Go ahead.
It was a good game. I think on that first drive, when they decided to go for the field goal, I think they should have gone for it. They were at home. They should have gone for it. Other than that, with the injuries that Dallas got, Dallas was coming in there. Tough loss to the Ravens. They were pumped up. I picked the Giants in a close game. They were going to win it out. But, I'm not disappointed in their play. I think they did fairly well offensively, utilizing Neighbors, spreading the ball around. I think Daniel Jones is getting, a bad rap. I know they're losing, they're not winning. And you need W's to to get up there. But I think his play is it's progressing. Like he said, he's not doing enough to win. So he needs to step it up a little bit more. But I think the Giants will be all right going into next week.
Now, Chino, of course, do you think he's concerned about his injuries Daniel Jones?
I don't think so. I think he's all right. You know what I'm saying? He gets criticized a lot. You're playing in New York. That's a big deal, man. And he's taking it in right now. I'm giving him some time, man. I think the next couple of weeks, I think once he gets another W, I think he'll be fine, man. It's just been rough right now. Rough start for the Giants.
Okay. What about you, Tom? What do you think?
Whoa, look at that. What is that?
I'll try to take off the overlay. That was me and Greg partying in the post. All right, Tom, what do you think of the Giants?
The Giants, I mean, that was a tough loss. They played pretty well against the Cowboys. They actually dominated them on like time of possession. I think they had the ball 10 more minutes. They had better drives. They gave up that big play to CeeDee Lamb, which was a killer. I think was his name Banks, the cornerback, kind of just gave up on the play. That was disheartening, I guess, if I was a Giants fan. I didn't really, but whatever. Overall, yeah, I mean, it was another game where just Danny Dimes couldn't get the ball into the end zone, but they're fighting, and their defense has actually played pretty well. I think they've kept everything competitive so far. That loss to the Commanders is might look a lot better now in hindsight.
That's a good point. Yep. Really good point. They play Seattle next, I believe. Is that correct?
Yep.
So that game, who do you think is going to win, Tom?
So the spread has 6 point touchdown going to the Seahawks. I would probably go with the Giants because I think they've been competitive. They'll have extra rest coming off the Thursday, whereas Seahawks just played yesterday. So rookie head coach, there's enough there that I'll lean towards the Giants, but I think they can at least keep it close. So I'll go there.
D, who do you think? Seattle, Giants?
If the point spread is 6, take Seattle all day. They look good yesterday, although they lost. Man, Geno Smith, I can't believe that he was that bad with the Jets and whoever he was with he's a totally different quarterback. Maybe it's just the systems, but I think they can't stop. I mean, Kenneth Walker's just running over people. They can't stop him. And then DK Metcalf, they're just gonna throw it up top. I mean, I think it's gonna be a blowout from Seattle.
Chino, who do you think, Seattle or G-Men?
I don't know. Detroit put up points against Seattle, so the Seattle defense has some holes, man. So I think Giants will pull this one out, not a blowout.
Hey, quick thing, real quick. I just want to say this. So St. Brown has more touchdowns than the Giants and Jets had all weekend. So he threw a touchdown to Jared Goff. So.
I don't think.
Go ahead, my bad.
Yeah, no, it's all good. But like again, they're gonna get neighbors involved. The running game is good. It's gonna be hard to, like you said, to stop Metcalf. Metcalf is a beast. Walker. So it's gonna be a good game. But I think the Giants pull it out.
I'm gonna go with Seattle. I think something they have over there. That's what I'm going with. Now let's go to the Jets, and I am so disappointed in that game. I don't want to blame the weather. I don't want to blame the kicker. That's all on the coaches. 100%. You cannot go be first and goal and not get the ball in. They put Allen on the sideline. Horrible. I mean, Alan Lazard with the horrible penalty. I mean, I would have sat him the whole game, and I would find him as much as I could. I mean, what are you doing with a penalty like that? And the Jets are always getting penalties. They got to cut that down. I mean, false starts after false starts. I mean, horrible coaching. Tom, what do you think about the Jets? I mean, it's just a horrible loss.
Yeah, it was a terrible loss. You kind of get used to it after a while. Like, I woke up and it was like gray outside, rainy, and I was like still a little hungover from Friday. So I've had so many of those types of losses that it didn't really faze me as much as it should have probably. I mean, it'll be a game that you'll kick yourself about over the rest of the year if you're a Jets fan. But every time you got to turn the page. They played the Vikings this week, so they didn't. It was terrible though. I mean, Robert Saleh went from not that he coached a great game against the Patriots, but they were on top of the world, and now he's already getting talks of getting fired, and he kind of deserves it
already.
I mean,
already. There's talks of him getting fired already.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want him doing anything X's and O's on offense, but he should at least be able to like discipline the team. And it's just a lack of discipline on offense. You either have guys committing false starts or fumbles. Like Garrett Wilson, first time he touches the ball, fumbles the ball. It's just silly, stupid stuff. They look
running the wrong routes. They're running the wrong routes constantly.
Yeah, not giving the ball to Braylon Allen when you're on the half-yard line. Like there was so many frustrating little things that. Yeah, they didn't deserve to win that game at the end of the day, even though it came down to a field goal. It's annoying. You got to just turn the page, though. It's football, so next week.
Yeah, I mean, I think this game's going to come back to haunt them, and I mean, you cannot let a team come into your building with a rookie quarterback in September and beat you. Just it can't happen. The Jets. What do you think?
You Jets can't have too many of those games because Aaron Rodgers is going to check out real quick. I mean, he saw him after the game. He was really pissed off. It's like same old Jets.
Oh, man.
But, we lost Jay-Z, but that's okay. We'll keep going. We'll keep it moving. They
didn't change. They're still – everyone in the AFC East lost this week. So
yeah, but still, I mean, Garrett Wilson, I don't know what – I mean – The first game, they were like on page, bam, bam, bam. Something's not right. Something's not added up. Breece Hall, what do you have? 7 yards? Where Jay-Z? Okay, he's gone. He had like 7 yards or something like that. Killed me in fantasy. Wilson killed me in fantasy. But hopefully for the Jets fans and the Jets out there, maybe they're getting some help moving on in the next couple of weeks. So Chino, what's up with you? What do you think about that game?
Defensively, I think the Jets have a solid D, man. Like this weekend, when the game started, they were playing tough, man. They were playing good. It just the weather had a big part of it.
D, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me? I have bad connection to this hotel, so you're gonna have to keep going for this. All right?
Yep. Chino's good.
Other than that, there seems to be Garrett Wilson's not living up to the hype this year. Adam Lazard is every week so far, producing points in fantasy. What can I say? Like, Breece Hall, top pick. He's like a number 1 or number 2 running back off the board in fantasy. And he's not, he had like one good game, maybe 2 good games. So, they'll bounce back. They should be all right.
All right, Jay-Z, you good? Maybe not. All right. So then I guess I'll.
Jets play. They got the Vikings this week in London. So
ooh.
I'm gonna take the Jets because I always take the Jets, and I'm a homer. But they're playing Sam Darnold, so you get a rematch with your old, hopeful franchise quarterback. It's kind of a sad state of affairs that Darnold's undefeated 4-0, and the Jets have Aaron freaking Rodgers, and you're 2-2.
Yeah.
That's where we're at right now.
That's going to be a good game because Flores' defense is crazy right now.
Yeah,
and, that could be a blowout or it could be a low-scoring game. Who knows?
Yeah, Jay-Z, we're just talking about the Jets versus Minnesota next week. TD gave his he said who are you picking again? Jets?
I'm going to go with the Jets. It's a London. The grass is going to be, wet and,
I'm gonna go Vikings. I'm going to go Sam Darnold, Vikings, because every time I get my hopes up and pick the Jets, they get burned every time, and I get sick of it every time, and I start drinking and throwing shit at the TV. So I'm going to go with the Vikings because that's what I'm going to do. Sam Darnold.
He's killing
2024. It wouldn't have surprised me if Sam Darnold won the Super Bowl.
No.
It really wouldn't surprise me.
Chino, what about you? Who you want?
I think the Vikings win. It's going to be a tough day for Sauce. I'll tell you that much. So, you got Addison, who just came back off an injury, scores 2 touchdowns, which is crazy. And then
what's up, Moore? Justin
Jefferson.
Yep.
It's going to be a tough game.
And Aaron Jones is playing good. Aaron Jones is playing good.
Yep.
I'm going to go also with Minnesota. I just think, they're just on a little high right now. So.
All right, so that's what you got. So we're going to go to the Bills and the Ravens beat the Bills bad, 35-10. And again, be careful because I have bad connection to the hotel here. But Derrick Henry, huge game. A huge game. I can't believe you sat him on your. But a huge game for Derrick Henry. That was a big statement game for the Ravens, I think. But Henry, amazing, because the Bills were 3-0, but they didn't play the greatest teams, and Ravens made a statement and went in and beat them. Impressive game. Chino, what do you think?
That was a big game for Derrick Henry. So a little stat that I heard on the internet that Derrick Henry had like 6 200-yard games, and he was 1 yard away from having number 7.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. They should have
He's
given
a
him the ball.
beast.
They should have given him the ball to get that record, man. But anyway, but yeah, I think the Ravens with and then when Keontae Mitchell comes back, wow,
yeah,
that's gonna be crazy, man. He's like Eckler but faster.
Yep.
So it's we're gonna see them. We're gonna see them do some damage in the AFC.
Yeah, Tom, what'd you think of
the Bills? The Bills, are they a pretender or a contender?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think they're still a contender. They just ran through a buzzsaw.
All
right. Tom, what did you think? Bills.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that. I thought it was going to be a much more competitive game. But, I mean, the Bills just kind of got punched in the mouth. What was that, the first play? Derrick Henry went like 90 yards or 80.
87 or something.
Tone setter from the beginning. And then, they didn't respond. Week 1, they fell behind to the Cardinals and then kind of came back. But, they just kind of laid dead this week. So, I think moving forward, their Bills are still going to be dangerous. But, they did show that they bleed, So.
Yeah. D, did you talk about the Ravens Bills?
No, I picked the Ravens to be my Super Bowl for the AFC. So they needed to get the time going. And I do think this was a big statement game from the Ravens. I just think it was a trip up for Buffalo. I think they'll be the top of the East for AFC, but Ravens, if they start getting Mark Andrews and forget about it.
I keep checking to see if he's hurt.
I do too. I'm waiting for that ESPN notification to come on, and I'm like,
Mark Andrews should be on all waivers by next week.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm going to drop him.
It's crazy.
But I picked up Ferguson from the Cowboys. I was like, forget this, I'll drop him. But yeah, I think the Ravens are they're going to start moving on now with that. All right.
Now let's go to the PA teams, your PA teams, and we'll start with Matt Godfrey's Steelers. And all I can say is Joe Flacco comes in there, and he comes in there and does his damage.
Yeah,
What do you think?
We knew that the Steelers' defense was going to be good, but Joe Flacco, you guys knew about him last year, right?
Yeah.
He
was a jet. He was a jet.
He could still sling it. I just thought that the Steelers needed this game for Justin Fields to get where he needs to go. He needed to start throwing the ball, running the ball. And that's what they're going to do. The defense is tight, like always. Defense is good. I just think Joe Flacco was just a little spark right there. They'll come out next week and do a dud, I guess.
Yeah. Did you see that? I think they asked Joe Flacco. I think he's the same age as Richardson's mother.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It is crazy if you think about that. It's crazy.
Wow.
Just shows you how old you are. Remember when Flacco came into the league?
Yeah. I remember when Flacco came in. Yeah, exactly.
Ray Lewis doing that big speech in the locker room.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Tom, what'd you think of Joe Flacco and the Colts beating the Steelers?
I think the Steelers the first 3 weeks they did a great job setting the tempo in those games. They kind of had control, kept the games low, and the Colts came out hot early. So I think the Steelers are every team. Of course, you want to be ahead in the game for the majority of the game, but the Steelers are definitely a team that I don't think they want to be able to have to rely on passing the ball with Fields. I think they'd rather, defense first, run game. So that'll happen in games like that. That's what I learned from it.
Yeah. Chino, what'd you think? Steelers and Colts.
It was a good game. I think Joe Flacco did good. He's old man Joe, but he gets it done. We saw it last year with the Cleveland Browns. When it comes to the Steelers, I think the Steelers are pretty set with Justin Fields. I think that's it going forward. I think Russell Wilson is just going to ride Pine going forward.
Let it ride.
Yeah, let's ride. But other than that,
Mhm.
you know, Justin
Mhm.
Fields, man, with his rushing ability, if you look at his fantasy points, right, and I incorporate fantasy all the time with everything I do, right. So if you look, his stats is crazy. Like he's putting up numbers in fantasy right now. So if you take that away, and it goes to just passing, it's like he's like bad.
Yeah, yeah.
so,
Like,
so
really
right now,
bad.
it's like you get, and you know what? Justin Fields is on like 80% of Yahoo of like waivers right now. You can pick him up right now.
Yep.
So if I think this is I think this will be like the last week that you can pick him up. I don't think everyone's gonna try to pick him as their QB2 now, but he's a good QB to have going forward.
Hey, quick thing. I have him in my my super flex as my super flex. He gave me 35 points last week. I was like, yeah.
I'm telling you, man, he's
But I
producing
had
numbers, man.
Murray and he sucked. So
And then the other guy, so Najee Harris, he's been producing, but not like super numbers. But the guy that don't sleep on is Cordell Patterson, man.
that's
So
Jay-Z's man.
he had a
That's my
couple
name,
plays
Cordell
in there.
Patterson. When he was with Atlanta?
He runs tough, man. He's a tough runner.
Yep.
So, you know, we'll see going forward how they're going to get him involved more into the game. But, you know, I like the Steelers. I'm a big George Pickens fan. I have him all in all my fantasy teams. So, you know, he did cost him a couple of is it 2 fumbles or 1 fumble?
I thought it was
that one in the
one fumble, right? Where he
Oh.
held it with one hand. You know, he has to smarten up a little bit, man. But, you know, other than that, I think the Steelers will be good, man, with Justin Fields.
Yeah. And then finally, the Eagles, man, they get a beating from Tampa Bay, 33-16. Mayfield looked great. 3 touchdowns in the first 16 minutes. Barkley didn't run much. He didn't do anything, really. He wasn't doing
That's
much.
not coaching. That's not coaching.
Yeah,
Barkley had
I
a
guess
big
it is
run in
because
the
you got to
beginning.
give him the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Got to give him the ball and establish the run game. So it is on coaching, I think. D, what'd you think of the Eagles?
I saw one stat and I didn't know. I was like, whoa, it was like 200. They had like 255 yards, Buccaneers, and the Eagles had 0. I was like, what in the hell? I was watching it. It was 21-0. I was like, what the heck's going on? But Baker Mayfield, I mean, geez, I mean, he's doing good. He did good last year with that team, and then maybe that's what he needed. He needed a change of scenery. Again, he's putting up numbers in fantasy too, Chino. But did you see him and Brady? You see Brady clapping back at him a little bit?
Yeah.
No. What was that?
He was just saying how, you know, because Baker was in like an interview. He was like, oh, when Tom was here, it was like a military. This needs to get done. And they were more, I guess, maybe more nervous around Tom because he won all these Super Bowls. And then on the air, Tom's like, well, you know, winning all these rings, is that part of it? Is that part of being, you know, military or whatever he said? I forgot, but he was just clapping back at him.
Oh, wow. Tom, what did you think, the Eagles?
Yeah, they kind of. I would throw that game away because you're down your 2 top receivers, AJ Brown and Smith were out. Game started off. I think they.
But that's why you just use Barkley to run him to the death.
Yeah, but they couldn't stay on the field. They were. It was 2 straight 3-and-outs, and then they muffed the punt on the third drive on the Bucks' third drive. So they were down 21-0 off the bat, and they're not built for that. So, you know, AJ Brown, I think they have a bye week coming up. So early bye, but great time for them. Hopefully they can get AJ Brown, Lane Johnson.
Is he playing next weekend? AJ, I mean, when he comes back from the bye, Brown.
I would assume. I think it's like a hamstring. So
yeah.
And it's been about a month. And Devontae Smith, I'm pretty sure it's a concussion. So you know, if you give that 2 weeks from now, I would think they'd be good.
Yeah. All right, Chino, what'd you think of that Eagles?
It was a good game. Baker, you know, was playing incredible throughout the whole game. You know, they were putting up points. Aside from Saquon Barkley and the Eagles, you know, Jalen Hurts and just the play calling is just, you know, is not there right now.
No.
You know, I know Saquon cost them the game, but other than that, I think he's the most consistent player that I've seen on the Eagles so far. Wow. Production-wise, you know, so maybe they'll turn it around because Jalen Hurts, you know, when he turns it on, he turns it on. we'll see how they do, going forward. I know they had a couple of people banged up, Devontae Smith, and AJ Brown. So, they're on a bye. They're going to get extra time to rest. Hopefully when they come back off the bye, they regroup and, start getting it done.
Yeah, I'm going to throw this out there. Like I said in like the first show that we did, I think Jason Kelsey is a big thing that they're missing. That center position, his leadership, his way of, making sure that everybody's lined up right. That's a big key loss that they got, and I think they're going to feel it.
But he's on every commercial, so he's still there.
And so he's on
circling back to the Jets, did you see that Bo Nix at halftime? He was passing was 7 for 15 with -7 yards, which is like,
and they still
we still lose.
We'll lose a game like that.
And we still lose the game. Okay, at halftime, he's 7-15. The other opposing team scores 10 points. You got to win that game.
I'll tell you what. Any top receiver going against Surtain, shut him. Don't even play him. Don't even play him in fantasy. He has shut down everybody this year.
Wow. And now let's talk about someone that Jets might be getting is possibly Davante Adams. There's a rumor Davante might be coming to the Jets. It came broken out a little while ago. What do you think? Davante coming to the Jets or maybe going to another team?
I think I can see that. I can see the Chiefs. They're going to go after him, of course. They go after everybody. But I think Jets will be the ones that line him up and get him. I mean, if you're the Jets, you're going to do anything for Aaron Rodgers. But you got it. You got to send out. It's only a second-round pick. That's crazy. They only won a second-round pick. And it just shows you that in Las Vegas, Antonio Pierce is not messing around. He said he wasn't happy. Get out. They made a business decision a couple weeks ago. So I think he knows who he wants out and who he wants in.
They gotta get rid of Hassan Reddick, man. They gotta put him in the trade.
Yeah.
Well, you'll even out the money. So
yeah,
that's true. That's a good point. What do you think, Tom, about Davante? We're gonna get him.
Yeah, I think. I mean, him and Adams have all. I mean, him and Rodgers have all that connection. They would definitely solidify number one. Garrett Wilson is a phenomenal talent, but he's not proven, and clearly, like he's not there yet. So
yep.
I think if he was the number 2 role, like you put him in the slot, you learn from Adams. Yeah, just a lot of positive stuff there. Jets also have 2 third-round picks next year, so you could deal a second rounder and a third. And I don't know, the salary cap is like a myth anyway, so I'm sure they could figure it out. But
yeah, when I was that Jets game too, Bryce Hall, I don't know what it is with him. Sometimes he's, he was really highly drafted in all the fantasies. I'm not aborting him yet. I still think he's a good player, really good player. But when he gets hit, he falls right down. He doesn't drive for those yards.
He's small.
But yeah, I guess so. I guess he's small, but he just doesn't push himself to go there. He gets hit in the back, boom, he goes down. I don't know. That's just me. That's what I was just
not running up the gut the same that he was his first years. And that is concerning. But it also might be that he's looking at like Braylon Allen, the rookie running back, is getting a lot of talk. So it's his first time not being necessarily like the guy, the talk of the team.
Yeah, that's true.
Wilson they got to deal with that because it's like these guys they're only like 20, they're in their young 20s, so they're on Twitter, they're on social media, and they're not. They've always had like an excuse, like Zach Wilson or Aaron Rodgers got hurt last year, so now it's like, oh no, you guys are like in year 3, like it's time to shut up. And I understand it's a lot of pressure, but
yeah. I saw Rodgers giving some dirty looks to Salah. He was giving that evil eye. I was like, oh, here it comes. Oh boy.
Chino, what do you think about the Davante?
I think Davante, the Jets make a shot for Davante. The whole thing makes sense with Hassan Reddick, so it makes sense to send him over to Las Vegas.
Vegas, yeah.
I think there's a lot of options here, man. You got Amari Cooper, that's probably going to be available. You got D-Hop. I think he's going to be available. It's going to be interesting to see where all these guys go. Like, if the Jets were to acquire Davante Adams, of course, that would be a plus. I wouldn't mind seeing Amari Cooper on the Jets too, man. He can get it done also.
Yeah.
D Hop hasn't really been showing any flashes of the old D Hop this year, but don't get it twisted, man. D Hop can still get it done, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I got a black sheep that's going to come out. What about if Green Bay goes out and gets him back? You guys think that would happen? Would they even try to?
I think so.
I don't think so.
I think they like their young receiving depth.
Yeah.
But
I think Jordan Love doesn't want to. Jordan Love is a young quarterback, and I don't think he wants that distraction of someone like saying, "I want the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball." I think it's his team, Jordan Love's, So we'll see. We're going to switch over to some other things. So we got Commanders on the top of the NFC East, Minnesota 4-0. Any other surprising things happening in the NFL that we saw over this weekend that you thought like, wow, this is pretty crazy? If anyone can think of anything. I think that
taking out his top receiver was kind of nuts, but
that was pretty good and I had him in fantasy, so that would be all.
Yeah,
it's my luck.
They don't really have too many options. They're gonna either have to go outside the organization and maybe make a trade. Tyreek Hill, get that rumor going, I guess would be one. Deontay Johnson on the Panthers might be another option. He's on one. He's only got 1 year left on his deal. He's 28, so he could be a guy. And besides that, I think you'll see a lot more Kelsey. They'll probably start getting him more involved than Xavier Worthy. But yeah, I think it's going to really just be Patrick Mahomes figure it out, and hopefully this. I don't know, the Rice injury might not be for the whole year. The reports are kind of up and down. I don't know for sure. So
yeah,
we'll look have to see. It looks ugly.
It did. It looked, and he got hit by his own guy.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say this. The Lions, they're good. They're explosive when they're home and stuff. They have to tie up their defense, tighten that up. You can't have in the playoffs 30 points. Let them drop 30 points on you. You just got to tighten that up. Detroit's a good team. They're a good team. Montgomery,
like 18 for 18 or something like that, right?
What was that?
He went 18 for 18.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, the G-Men, I'll give you guys Alan Lazar for Neighbors.
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't even give straight up Breece Hall for Neighbors. I wouldn't do that.
No way.
Nobody. There's only Jefferson I would take. Tyreek Hill I would, but
we're gonna keep him in bubble wrap until Arch Manning comes to New York.
That's right. Arch Manning. That's right. I want him so bad.
Yup.
So let's go to fantasy football. How did you guys do in fantasy? I know I lost. Josh Allen played bad for me. I got Rice got hurt, which eliminated any points I got. And I lost barely, but I lost. D, how'd you do?
I lost in every of my leagues except one. But you go week to week. You got to just be consistent. You got to be consistent. I play Chino next week, so that's going to be a head-on.
That's going to be a good one.
Kareem Hunt. He's going to feed me Kareem Hunt.
I'm telling you, man, you're going to see Kareem Hunt RB1 next week.
Yeah.
And then
Tom,
you're going to see a little bit.
My high school fantasy league, I eked out 2 straight Monday night wins. I had Josh Allen and what's his name, Shakir, week 3.
Yep.
And then this one I won on like that 20-yard catch that DK Metcalf got in garbage time. So yeah, I hate having to sweat fan. Like it's the worst. It's like 11 p.m. on a Monday night, and you're watching the game. What am I doing with my why? It's awesome. What the hell am I doing with my life?
And it always comes down to like the last drive. All the time.
You got to watch the whole game.
Yo, crazy.
All right, well, we're gonna have to see. And I know D, you're sick. I know I'm at the hotel with bad reception going on here with the Wi-Fi. But again, anything else, guys, you want to add before we wrap it up? No. All right. Do we do our picks for what I think we have, Tom, our picks, all of our picks that we're gonna do. So all of our picks. Yep. Okay. Good. So guys, we'll wrap it up. I have some bad Wi-Fi things. Chino, you two are going to be facing each other on fantasy.
Yep.
See what's going on. Tom, D, Chino, we'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
Like and subscribe, guys. Talk to you guys.
Take care. Peace. Professional.